Disney and Pixar have been entertaining us with family-friendly content for a very long time. For most of us, Disney and Pixar movies hold a very special place in our hearts, despite these movies continuously having gruesome murders, poor orphaned kids, and a lot of misery. Just when you thought Disney and Pixar couldn't get darker, I'm here to tell you guys that you're wrong. How's it going, YouTube? I'm your host for this one, Landon Do Not Sing, and welcome back to another Most Amazing Top 10 video. Right now we are almost at 6 million subscribers. If you guys aren't already a part of the Most Amazing family here on YouTube, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and become subscribed to the channel. And also, before we ruin some of your guys' childhood memories, make sure you guys hit the like button if you guys really enjoy our content. And leave a comment down below and tell us what videos you guys want to see next. Alright, so brace yourselves for this one because this list won't be an easy one to watch. This is the top 10 scary Disney and Pixar theories. Kicking things off just like that, in at number 10, Nemo is a figment of Marlin's imagination. Okay, wait, what? Okay, so you're telling me that my favorite fictional fish isn't even real? Well, let's go back to the beginning of the movie when a scary barracuda attacked Marlin's clownfish family and knocked him unconscious. When Marlin woke up, he imagined that one of his eggs survived, when in reality, they were all tragically eaten. And did you guys know that Nemo literally means no man or no one in Latin? Well, I didn't know that either. I had to do a Google search for that one, but I can literally feel a piece of my heart breaking. And apparently this whole movie is Marlin's journey through the 5 stages of grief. First, we have denial, so when Marlin won't let Nemo go to school because it's not safe. Then we have anger. He yelled at Nemo for venturing off on his own. Next is bargaining. He puts up with Dory in hopes of finding his son. Despair when Marlin saw his son getting flushed down the drain. And finally, we have acceptance. We see this when Marlin learns to let go and let things be the way that they are. I mean, wow, if I ever to rewatch this movie, I'm pretty sure we're all gonna be pretty depressed. Toy Story 3 is an allegory for the Holocaust, and this takes us to number 9. This is pretty dark. To recap, Toy Story 3 was about Andy going off to college, so he had no use for his beloved toys. The intention was to put them in an attic, but somehow they accidentally ended up at the curb with the trash. Woody saved the rest of the toys, but somehow in the process, he was donated to a daycare center. Alright, so back to this dark theory. Apparently Toy Story 3 and the Holocaust have some underlining similarities. Well, hear me out. First, the toys wanted to hide in the attic, which is pretty similar to Anne Frank. Then they were shipped to a daycare, which is a place where they were concentrated and routinely mistreated by children instead of Nazis. And then we have the incinerator scene, which I don't even think I need to explain. I'm not gonna go with that one because it's pretty horrifying and we're talking about a real life event that was dramatic. I mean, what were the writers thinking with this one? I don't know. Did we actually believe that no one would notice? Number 8, cars take place in the future where humans don't exist. So what happened to us? Well, apparently cars take place in a dystopian world where all of the humans have died. Is this the future of what Earth is gonna look like? You know how The Simpsons predicted a lot of stuff? Well, maybe Disney is right about this one as well. Haven't you ever wondered how these talking cars were even created? Well, according to this theory, humans have been creating smart cars that have the ability to drive themselves. Over the years, these cars got smarter and smarter until one day they said, you know what? We don't need humans anymore. They slow us down and they're just extra weight. So let's get rid of them. And that's exactly what they did in this theory. These cars went on a murderous rampage and wiped out our species. But apparently the cars take on the personality of the last person who drove it. So basically you're saying that these cars are metal ghosts of people's spirits and they're just trapped inside of these vehicles. I mean, things got super dark pretty quickly. Dopey and Geppetto are the same person, and this takes us to number 7. This theory is pretty sad and disturbing at the same time. Well, let's compare Dopey and Geppetto side by side. Okay, apart from the large age gap and me almost not remembering who Geppetto was, I'm like, Geppetto, who is that? Well, it's easy to see that they have a lot of similarities, but they also have a lot of personality traits in common as well. Both of them are kind, they're clumsy, easily confused, and they tend to get scared very easily. But let's dive a bit deeper, shall we? Let's say that originally that they were actually 6 dwarves. One day when they were out in the forest, they stumbled across an abandoned baby. They thought he was a dwarf, so they took him in. As time went on, the others started to tease and abuse him. At that time, Dopey would have been a toddler who couldn't speak yet. So that kind of explains why he's so clueless and quiet. But once the others realized that he wasn't a dwarf, they kicked him to the curb. But Dopey was in love with Snow White, even when he got older, so he made Pinocchio to be modeled after her. The puppet was supposed to represent what Dopey thought a child of theirs would look like. I mean, take a look at this picture. They actually look like they could be related. I feel really bad for Geppetto now. Number 6, Snow White and cocaine. Ooh. Okay, well, you know what? I didn't mess up with this one because we have another Snow White theory on this list. By the way, have you guys tried to rewatch Snow White when you got older? Well, it's actually really painful. I don't know if I would highly recommend it, but I couldn't even make it past the part where she's singing into the well. But you know what, I wasn't a huge fan when I was a kid, so I guess I don't respect it now as an adult, but a lot of you guys probably love it. But anyways, getting back to the theory, the name Snow White is a metaphor for cocaine, and happy, grumpy, sneezy, dopey, they represent side effects from snorting too much of it, too much cocaine. And then we have Doc. Doc, because if you are a cocaine user, it will most likely send you to a medical professional at some point. And don't even get me started on the haunted forest scene. That was a bad trip gone seriously wrong, and maybe she was singing into the well and hearing voices because she was flying high. It's all starting to make sense now, actually. Was this even a kids movie? This should have been like 18A. 18A, is that even a such thing? I think that might be a Canadian thing. Carl was dead the entire time, and this depressing theory takes us to number 5. The movie Up was already super sad as it was, and pretty heartbreaking, and now you're telling me that Carl was dead the entire time? Is this real life right now? First, his wife Ellie suffers a miscarriage, then they're told that they can never have kids. So they try to save up money for a trip of a lifetime, but when Ellie got sick, she's hospitalized and then she died. Remind me why I ever wanted to watch this movie in the first place, but now this theory is telling us that Carl died in his sleep when he got the call telling him that he might be moving to a retirement home. Apparently the entire movie is about his journey to the afterlife, and when the house rises up towards the sky, it's actually a metaphor for him going to heaven, and Russell was his guardian angel. I'm literally so heartbroken right now, I don't even know what to do with myself. Shots fired in at number 4 with Gaston killing Bambi's mother. I warned you guys, I warned you that this list, it wouldn't be easy to get through, but are any of you guys really surprised by this news? I don't think you guys are. I mean, Gaston was the real beast of the movie, and he didn't really care about who he hurt. We all know that Gaston was a really good hunter because he had so many dead animals hanging on his wall. I mean, the evidence was there, it was pretty obvious. And in one of his songs, he sang that he uses antlers in all of his decorating, which sounds super suspect to me. It's pretty suspicious. And let's not forget that at the very beginning of the film, we see a deer drinking from the river in front of a castle. Yeah, I realize that it can literally be any deer, but Disney loves throwing an Easter egg, so it was probably Bambi's mother right before Gaston murdered her. It's a theory that could be very plausible. Next up, number 3, Sulley was killed in Monsters, Inc. and was turned into a toilet seat cover. This movie is about a world full of monsters who earn a living by capturing children's screams, but in reality, the monsters are also terrified of humans. And it probably has something to do with Randall's theory that humans are known to kill and skin monsters and turn them into toilet seat covers. So if you were to watch one of the Toy Story's animated shorts, Partysaurus Rex, the toilet seat cover in Bonnie's house, it looks super familiar. I mean, why would you do this to us, Pixar? And I guess this explains why Monsters University was a prequel instead of a sequel. Mike Sulley wasn't alive to do the second movie. Peter Pan might be a pedophile, and this brings us to number 2. When we first think about Peter Pan, we see a highly spirited young boy who lives in a magical world called Neverland, where children never grow up. But enough of that fake portrayal. Let's expose Peter Pan for who he truly is. First of all, he enjoys stalking little girls. When Wendy helps Peter Pan with the shadow, he reveals to her that he already knows her name. name, her family, where she lives, and what she does every day, because he's been watching her from her window curtains for years. Is this real life right now? Wendy should have gotten a restraining order and called the police. But then we also learn that Peter Pan goes one step further and kidnaps little boys and girls. He uses Tinkerbell and forces her to use her powers to make the children learn how to fly so that they can be able to come to the magical world. But he forgets to mention that there are killer pirates there, and he doesn't even get permission from their parents. All Peter Pan is missing is a white van and a creepy mustache. But that might be part of the sequel. Topping off this disturbing list, in at number 1, we got Peter Pan again. Peter Pan is an angel of death. So if he's not a pedophile, he might be this. What's going on with Peter Pan? Why hasn't he been arrested yet? First he's kidnapping people, and now he's the angel of death? Well, let me explain. Apparently Peter Pan is a deranged psychopath who kills lost boys when they become adults. This explains why kids never grow old in Neverland, and maybe Captain Hook was one of the good guys after all. Some even say that Captain Hook used to be a lost boy, but he discovered what Peter Pan was up to, so he was able to escape and made it his life mission to put an end to Peter Pan. Once he's done with the lost boys, he probably throws them in crocodile infested waters. Well, there you guys have it. This is the end of the video. Let me know if I've missed any theories, or let me know what your favorite Disney movies are, and I will try to destroy them for you guys. I'll try to ruin them for you guys. Let me know in the comment section below. That's it for me. I was your host, Landon Do Not Sing, and I will see you guys all in the next Most Amazing Top 10 video.